It is a busy time in the city of Austin with ongoing efforts to slow the spread of COVID-19, address the homelessness crisis, and other issues impacting our city. Austin's Mayor Steve Adler joins us now to answer some questions on the pandemic and key topics around our city. Thanks for taking the time to join us this morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Yvonne. Good to be with you.
Nice to have you. Now, it is the end of yet another holiday weekend in this pandemic, and millions traveled as cases are spiking. But what's slightly different this time around is more people are going back to work. They're going back to school right away. What is your message for those who traveled?
Well, just be careful and be observant. If you don't feel well, make sure that you stay home. The other thing that's different right now is obviously we have a vaccine and we need more and more people to take it. Even if you've taken it, you can still get the virus. So please continue to wear masks indoors, especially indoors when you're around other people. And then watch, be careful.
You know, it's possible kids under 12 could get the green light to get vaccinated by winter. Let's hope for that. Is the city prepared to administer those shots if and when that happens? Is there a plan that you're just kind of waiting on for the green light?
Yes, Austin Public Health is set to roll out the vaccines for kids, also booster vaccines. If that happens, as we've been told to anticipate it before the month is over, both in terms of improving the technologies, also looking at incentives to make sure we get the shots to the arms that are most difficult to reach.
You know, a statewide camping ban is now law in Texas. We've had our own camping ban in the city of Austin for some months now. How does a statewide ban affect enforcement here? Does it help it? I would assume. How is it impacting?
Well, they're both pretty similar. They say that somebody that is camping is subject to getting a ticket or getting arrested. We expect the city manager to enforce that in our city. And already you see encampments that are closing down, not so much from the ban, but for the processes that the council had set up before that earlier in the year. You see camps that have disappeared at the library on Cesar Chavez east of I-35 and Manchac and Ben White, around City Hall, Congress Avenue. Also beginning an encampment has gone now up at 183 North. It's going to take time. These folks just don't disappear, but when you tell them to move, they'll go back to doing what they were 2 years ago. We have to actually house the people, and that's where the real effort is to get people out of tents into homes so that they stay out of the tents. That's the work that's being done.
So you kind of answered my next question when we're talking about in efforts of enforcement. That's pretty much the challenge, is making sure that they stay. You know, what other challenges are you running into?
Well, the biggest challenge is getting everybody to pull in the same direction to actually put the resources that are necessary to give people an alternate place to stay other than a tent. Neither the state law nor the proposition actually came with resources to do that. But that's what we're working on now. The city has taken a big part of the federal emergency dollars put toward that. I think the county's considering something similar. Some private foundations are also weighing in, putting their shoulder to this. I think it's something that we're going to get done as a community, and if we get to net effective zero for an entire community, and that's the path we want to follow, we'll be among the first major cities in the country to accomplish that.
Do we have a timeline or projected timeline for this?
The goal is to house another 3,000 people beyond what we're already doing in the next 3 years, and that would get us real close to that goal. But that's what we're shooting for: 3,000 additional people off our streets over the next 3 years.
And moving to another topic, the Texas Supreme Court ruled last week that the city of Austin has to change the Proposition A ballot language to include the cost of adding more officers. But some of the other language changes the city wanted were struck down. So how do you think these changes will affect the vote?
Well, the most important change that the council made to the language was to include the actual cost of this Proposition A, which is $270 million to $600 million over the next 5 years. The other side wanted to hide that number, and the court said that it needed to be included, otherwise the proposition would be misleading and inadequate under the law. So we were pleased that the court ordered that change to be made. I wish they had ordered further changes, because I don't think that the remaining part of the language is particularly descriptive. But we are pleased that the most important element, just showing how outrageous this cost would be. We need a comprehensive approach that looks at all of public safety, not just police, although police is a big part of that, but fire and EMS. We have to do it in a way that still preserves our libraries and our parks. And that's why I'm urging people not to vote for Proposition A.
Mayor Adler, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.